the content gurus told you that short form is the way to increase your reach. So you're posting nonstop on TikTok, Reels, and Shorts, and somehow your calendar isn't getting any fuller than before. You don't have a content problem, actually, you have a trust problem, because short form content is killing your ability to land high ticket clients, and most entrepreneurs don't even see it's happening. So you're thinking you're building trust with all the short form content, but all you really is building is just noise. So while the one focus on long form who actually steal the clients who actually pay. So in this video I will show you then how I'm going to talk about the trust recession and why it's happening and why it's short form is part of it. We're going to talk about the 7-hour rule, the 2% short form conversion, and also the clients who make over 200,000 with short form alone without going any fancy or whatsoever. Hey Jeff, what's up? Happy to have you here. So this is now what's actually happening in the world. It's the trust recession. And we can see, so it also has to do obviously with finances as well, the whole political stuff which is going on in the world. You can see obviously 2008, it was going down. And then we had 2020, 2020, the chaos year, as many people as remember, where many things were not very certain what's going on, what's going to happen. So you see also many things going down. It recovered a little bit, but what's going to happen? Like, what happened now after 2021, 2022? Yeah, things going to happen. And what actually happened is AI. So, yeah, AI is a huge thing, and it's just getting crazy and crazy. In the beginning, we were a little bit laughing about it, but yeah, with Sora recently on the rise, I made a video about it as well. Yeah, it's getting scary, and there are now videos where in the entertainment niche where people make, I watched this show, it's like they were saying like, hey, is this fake or is this real? And they were like, one dude is like, fake, fake, fake. The other one, no, it's real. And it's like, no, it's fake. I've seen this one. But he said like, without this, like, yeah. And there was some cases where both said like, no, this is real. And then like, yeah, it was AI made. So that's how crazy it's getting. And people, also, if we remember from 2020, people are craving for human connection. They craving not like something perfect. They crave something real. And yeah, if I'm watching now short form content, actually I stopped watching short form content recently. So last time, for 2-3 weeks ago, Lou and me were watching some videos, and I was like, is this now real or not? And it really kills the fun out of it. So now I'm not really consuming any short form content. I really stopped. So now it's just like long form. It's me in school and writing DMs on LinkedIn, and that's about it. It's just killed it for me. And that's why authenticity is now gonna be this new currency. They want the real stuff. They don't want the fake stuff. They don't want the super polished stuff. They want to have the real stuff. Because if you're gonna book a big speaker on the stage like Alex Hormozi, you don't want the polished version of him, like especially not in business, like what we teach. We want the dry business stuff. Like that's what I want. Like I want the dry business stuff, not the super polished. If I want like some entertainment, yeah, I watch a Marvel movie, but on YouTube I want to learn, and especially if I'm going to tune in Alex Hormozi. So that's why now the imperfection is gonna be now our huge benefit. And also that's why I'm doing live now, because everything you see here is 100% authentic. It's 100% me. Obviously if we hang out in private, it's gonna be a tiny bit different because there's no camera in between. But yeah, this is now me, and I'm trying to fight now AI a little bit with this as well. And that's why with short form, you don't know anymore. Is this real? Is this not real? I mean, I've seen HeyGen avatars even on long form. Whenever I see someone using HeyGen, I try to avoid this type of channel because this is nothing I support. It's just not my vibe. I want the real human stuff and not something which is just mass produced. Another big problem is when we're still talking about trust. Trust is everything when it comes to business. And there is this study made by Robert Dunbar, a scientist, a human scientist, who studies human psychology, and he found out that it takes around 7 hours of trust to build like that much trust, so people start trusting you as almost their friend, as like they're gonna be then willing to invest in your products and service. And the cool thing, it doesn't matter if you're gonna watch now this live video, if you're gonna read a book, if I'm gonna have a book in the future, if you're just reading my my LinkedIn post, or you just consuming my stuff on school, it doesn't matter. But obviously, trust is so important. Imagine it's just like a 30-second video telling you, like, hey, buy my high ticket offer. Like, you would buy. Or like another example, imagine I would ring on your bell and say, hey, do you want to buy my YouTube consultancy? And I was like, I have a YouTube channel, but who are you? It's like the same thing with short form. Just because someone has a fancy production, you're not gonna buy just because of a 30-second video. And that's why, so if we take in the 7 hours, now an average for a YouTube video, you would say like, okay, it takes around 14 till 20 videos till to reach that. Obviously, if you have more deep dives or if you like more podcast guests, you can even cut this down to 7 videos. But now let's do the math for short form. Yeah, the math for short form is 400 videos. You would need 400 videos or 400 days if you post every day, and if your target audience, this one person, is watching every single reel or short form of you every day, which is not gonna happen because they won't watch every video. And that's why it's like so difficult to build this 7 hours of trust, which is so necessary with short form. That's why long form is so much more powerful in my opinion, and that's why short form is having all these problems. And I've been there. 2021, I started my content creation career. Back then, I was more into personal finance. That's actually the whole way I started doing entrepreneurship. And I was like wondering, man, there's something off. Like, why is no one trusting me with their hard-earned money to invest in something where they have no clue if they're gonna get a benefit out of it or lose all their money? Yeah, until I went to YouTube, it's like, okay, yeah, it's easier now, actually. And then nowadays, I understand it was because the trust was lacking. Like 30-second videos, hey, give me your money, I'm gonna help you make it more. I said, okay, don't know if I can trust you, obviously. Another thing is, obviously, there is a huge difference in the behavior of short form versus long form content on YouTube. So on short form, we know we all getting fed through the algorithm nowadays. I mean, they are getting pretty good, kind of know what we kind of like to watch. Sometimes not. Sometimes it's still a bit mysterious to all of us. So we just like scroll, and most of us, like, sometimes, how many times would you say you just doom scroll? Maybe otherwise because you just right before going to bed, or you just waiting somewhere in between, maybe another meeting or whatever. You're just trying to kill time right now because we're all bored. Take out our phones and start doom scrolling. It happened in all ages. Like, if you're young, if you're old, we've seen it in all types of people. And that's a huge difference, obviously, now with YouTube. Because on YouTube, you first of all see, okay, this video is 8 minutes long. Obviously, on our live videos, sometimes you don't know what you get. So it's a cool surprise. Hey, it's a, what's the saying? It's like a box of chocolate, you never know what you get. And yeah, but usually it's very, very intentionally. It's like you say, like, okay, I checked the thumbnail, I checked the title, this is for me, I want to watch this now. Yes, obviously YouTube knows obviously your preferences as well because of your watch history, but you still have the choice between like the first 8 videos, or if you keep scrolling more and more videos, you say, yeah, this one is me. Forrest Gump was the name, exactly, Forrest Gump, a box of chocolate. And then obviously a view is not equal a view. Like, too many people come to me, it's like, hey, yeah, it's I have 7,000 views on my YouTube. It's like, wait, are we talking about short form or long form? I said, short form. I said, yeah, that's the difference. So because of all the things I already said, it's about the doom scrolling, the passiveness, and you don't know how invested this person was. Was it just not because they're killing time, or was it just because they were really invested in you? You don't know. But for long form, it's much easier. And also, our friend, who's an XvidIQ coach as well, who has hundreds of million views, mostly through shorts. He has several shorts which are over 10 million views. And he says it's easy to fall and trip into 1,000 short form views. But for long form, that's pretty good. So that's the huge difference as well. So it's all these tiny things that make a huge difference. Now, let me ask you a question. When was the last time that you watched a reel that was older than a year? Probably hard to tell. Now, let me ask you a second question. When was the last time you watched a long form video that was older than 2 or 3 years? Like, for me, probably this month already, I watched a couple of videos which were older than 2 than 3 years, but long form, almost impossible. So that's also the difference of being evergreen and not evergreen. So here is the shelf life. Let me disappear for a second so you can all see that. So here's this data by Neil Patel, and this shows like everything on short form has a shelf life of around 24 hours. While YouTube, for example, has 17 days already. So that's why some videos are like longer active. Obviously, this post is by Neil Patel, so blog post needs to be the number 2 because that's his business. Just joking, I have no clue. Pinterest, no clue. I'm not using this platform, so this is for me complete unknown. But yeah, YouTube 70 days, and we've seen videos that are evergreen. I'm going to show you in a second the power of YouTube, and everything is compounding on top of each other as well. So now the thing is obviously now that with short form, every day you need to get up, post a new video. If you're not posting a video, you've forgotten. That's completely different with long form, because now you're having one long evergreen video, you're gonna have another one and another one. Now you're stacking up 5 evergreen videos. They bring in every day, they bring in new views. They might like your content so much that they're gonna come back for more, like they're becoming returning viewers, coming back for more content. So now everything is stacking up on top of each other. So what I always say is like, it's like planting a seed in the ground today, and in a couple of years you're gonna have this massive oak tree which is attracting many more people with all the fruits, and it's gonna also help for the smaller plants to get more eyeballs. And that's what I usually say with YouTube. Now, as I said, too many people are also getting sick of the whole treadmill on like every day need to post, because as soon you're gonna stop on Instagram, TikTok, whatever the name is, the views will stop. Like, yes, they fizzle in a little bit, but you need to stay active on these platforms, especially what I heard from the Instagram algorithm. They always rank you how well your last video performed. I'm not 100% sure if this is obviously real because I'm more expert in what's going on in YouTube. YouTube is taking every video as separately, and then yes, they're checking obviously what is your current audience. So if you're not having returning views, it's going to be harder. That's why it's also harder for smaller channels to grow, but just keep with it. YouTube is not a sprint, it's a marathon. So that's a huge difference as well between these platforms. Now, a huge problem I also see is like what works on short form doesn't work on long form, because every algorithm is also different. Too many people thinking now, hey, I can just take my long form and chop it up and throw it everywhere. And yeah, it's one of my biggest pet peeves. I don't like this because every platform is different. So we're going to take now stuff from YouTube. I'm in the way again. What's going on with my slides? You're taking now stuff from YouTube where YouTube likes like the view time, the watch time, the satisfaction is important. Then you need to, on Instagram, they like the share function. So they say like, we like to see you sharing this with your friends, etc. That's why the share function, like if you send it to friends, this is your biggest indicator of success or not. Funny thing is, for Europeans, this function was disabled because of the strict laws there. I don't know if this is still true or not. And then on LinkedIn, for example, engagement is very important. So they like comments. So the more comments you have, the more impressions you will get on your future stuff as well. And that's why also all the LinkedIn gurus telling you need to engage, like comment on other people's stuff. And I noticed this as well. I was in the beginning, I was like the first 2-3 months, I was commenting like every day, like for 60 minutes. And I had more impressions than I do now have, although I didn't have like, I don't know, 200 followers. Now I have over 1,000, although I'm not that active anymore. And now my impressions are so low because I'm just not doing this. So yeah, the algorithm is still like a big thing on LinkedIn. It's not really genuine, I feel like. Anyway, this is another thing. And that's why chopping up this random things won't work, because on Instagram you want to say like, share this with your friend or share this with someone else, while on LinkedIn you always say like, hey, you should comment down below. So this is like a huge difference. That's why it's not working. So if you're just putting like bad stuff in it and you're hoping then you're gonna have a miracle because your long form only got like 50 views, I'm trying to scale on my long form by chopping out in 50 smaller pieces, like you're just making noise, and this is nothing really good. And that's why we always say start with a clear, intentional long form strategy. But obviously not just that. The problem is also that short form viewers are not gonna watch long form content. This is obviously not a rule of fact. There's always a small number which is blending, but the majority is not gonna happen. And I have the real receipts, I have data from our clients, and it's a 2% conversion rate. Would you ever, if someone would tell you, hey, you can increase your whole business by 2%, you just need to invest lots of time and effort into it, would you do it? Probably not, because it's so low. Instead, you would focus on things that can like double, triple, or even just 50% increase your efforts. And with short form, you can't do that. You're just getting noise. And I have the real data from clients. So here you can always see that I did this screenshot, I think, in June. So there's 60,000 long form views. This is only long form views, okay? And they're getting from the related shorts, from 60,000 views, they're getting around 350, which is 0.6%. So would you invest all your efforts into short form content for 0.6%? When you're telling me, wait, you can also have external traffic from LinkedIn, from Instagram. Of course, these clients are doing this as well. And now you can take Instagram, you can take LinkedIn, you can take Instagram again, you can take LinkedIn again, and that makes it about 600 views. So that's not even a 1%. So in total, we're talking here about less than 2%. And that's why I'm saying, like, if you're trying, as someone said this recently on school as well, I'm trying to scale my YouTube, like trying to grow the channel with short form content. Okay, you will get maybe subscribers, but these people will not watch long form content. So if your goal is long form content, scale your long form content by putting better efforts into it, by maybe buying your time back, by getting a video editor, by investing in strategists, all these things, but not by using short form content. It's a huge problem. And here's also another post by Mario Yos. He is like a YouTube strategist who worked with like Mr. Beast. He's now working, I don't know, they're called Stoke Twins or something. Anyway, so he's working with like the top end creators, like for the entertainment niche, and he's saying in many cases less than 0.2% of the audience directly converts to a long form view. And he's saying the same things. They are multitasking, just killing time between things they're doing. They're scrolling at night in bed before falling asleep, so they're doom scrolling, or their phone during a quick bathroom break. Like if you're gonna be on a bathroom break, you won't then say, hey, you wanna what? I'm gonna buy David's course. Probably not. So it's a huge, complete different thing, and this is coming from the entertainment niche. So where you're thinking like where short form is performing even better. Now imagine for boring business videos, how are you gonna make this work? For less than 2%, less than 1%. For me, not worth it. And then, as I told you, the evergreen assets. So this is a video from our clients, which has been posted almost 4 years ago. Almost 4.5 years ago. And you can see every day, more and more and more and more people are watching this. And more of these people can become potential clients. Some of them even buy directly his products, his courses, what he was talking in this video about. And now imagine having like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these videos. They're all bringing every day 100 new people into your channel. Amazing. And that's why YouTube at one point becomes like easier and easier. In the beginning, yes, it's harder, but as I said, YouTube is not a sprint, it's a marathon. So if you're having this mindset, everything runs way, way smoother. And that's how actually they're also making, like, yes, they don't need obviously the 200k to make money, because they're having a second channel, and their second channel is getting less, like they're getting around like 500 views on some videos. Some are obviously performing better, but you can say on average 500. And with 500 views, they getting actually 1 to 3 high ticket clients, and through these super targeted videos of just 500 videos, they making up to 200,000 from YouTube alone. Not AdSense, from the clients directly. So yes, they're running ads on the side. They're getting referrals. They're speaking on other events. So obviously they're getting more and more clients. This is just YouTube alone. So if you obviously want this, then I highly recommend you watching this video afterwards. And the reason why it's working so well, because as I said in the beginning, it's all about trust. And we see that these people, they're really engaged. It's like, man, I got so much value from your content already. Thank you so much. And the views on their landing page convert at up to 30% on their landing page. Compare that to the national average, which is around 5%. And yeah, this is a high ticket. So 30% of these people just want to know, when can we start? How much is the ticket exactly to get them started? They don't need to ask anymore, what is this program about? What is it like? And all these things. So everyone who does outbound, he obviously loves seeing a 30%. That would be just the dream for everyone. So that powerful can be the huge trust indicator on YouTube. Something you cannot get with all these short form content platforms. This is impossible. So if you're now ready, I usually don't like to do this, but today I don't know exactly where are you on your journey. You can either watch, if you're ready to start a long form channel, you can start watching this video on our channel. Or, as I said, if you're already into this stuff and you just want to scale the whole thing and you just wanted to, you already started with the long form, you can obviously watch then the case study of how he's actually making 200,000. I give you the full strategy behind everything I learned on how he's using his podcast to generate 200,000 from YouTube alone. So watch this next, and thank you so much for watching.